So, a few days ago, my friend got Minecraft, and out of the kindness of my heart, and not because I needed content, I decided to make a skin for her. No, I'm just kidding, by the way. I decided to make a video out of this after I realized I hadn't uploaded in a week. But yeah, so I decided to make a skin for her, and I asked her a few questions about what she wanted, and I started working. First things first, blonde hair. Now, the thing about blonde hair is it can actually be kind of tricky to make because when you think of blondie, you think of yellow, so you want to use the yellow colors. But when you're using a color palette and you're going darker with your yellows, it's going to look really yellowy instead of blonde, and you want to try and avoid that. So blondes, they're more of they're peachy. They're kind of like light orange rather than yellow. So think about where you go for brown and then make that really light. It's kind of like a light skin tone, but so the shading method I'm using for this is you start with the lightest colors and you go up and down with them, and you create a line in between them, and then you gradually go darker as you move to the edges of the top, as we move to the top and bottom of the thing. When you're making the bottom of the Minecraft head, you have to shape it a certain way so it doesn't look weird. So I shaded it beforehand and then I cut out what I wanted to because it's just way easier that way. And for the bangs, she wanted them to frame the face and also go in between the eyes a little bit, just like the picture right here that she sent me. And so I tried to replicate that as best as I could, and actually I think it turned out really well. She wanted a sweatshirt, and she gave me this color palette. And so I tried to stick to the colors of the color palette, and literally what I did was I color picked the colors from Paint.net, and then I copied the hex code and pasted it in. And originally I went with pink, but pink, I didn't think pink really looked that good, so I went with purple instead. And actually, I really like how the purple turned out. I think it's really pretty. So she also wanted fishnet with socks, and that's kind of an interesting choice, girl. I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. So I started working on it, and I couldn't make it look good. I was trying so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, how the heck am I supposed to make this look decent? I tried all sorts of I was trying colors, I was trying everything, and it just was not working. I don't know what it is, but that shade of pink that right next to the purple, in my opinion, just really didn't look good, and I just kept trying to make the pink work, and the pink would not work no matter how much I tried. And then, so I started going, instead of connecting them together, I made them a little bit at different heights. And I think that shows off the fishnet. It shows off the fishnet a little bit more, and I think that really helped just make it look better together. Because for some reason when they were all on the same line, it just didn't really fit, and I don't know. So eventually I decided on blue, and I think the blue was a good choice. I think the blue looks way better than the pink. So then she also wanted shoes, but the thing is, I guess I'm just really bad at creating Minecraft shoes because I was trying to make them work and it just wasn't going on. It just wasn't going for me. So then I moved on to the hair. She sent me specific this, so I copied the specific shape of the hair that she sent me, and then I started shading it the same way I shaded the other head. I shaded the head, but another thing she wanted the tips of the hair to be in yellow, kind of like icing. Kind of like they were dipped in icing. That's not too difficult to accomplish because the color that I'm using is right next to the yellow, so it'd be easy to transition between the colors. But also at the same time, it's yellow can be really pretty, but yellow can also be the ugliest color I have ever seen in this entire earth. So you gotta be really careful with your yellows. So what I did was I shaded it normally, and then I erased it, and I started colored gradually getting into the yellow. And I think this turned out pretty decent. I mean, it could have gone way worse. It didn't, so happy about that. So this part, she wanted a hood, kind of like a gamer girl, I guess. So there wasn't going to be any hair in the back. And then she also wanted headphones, and I haven't done headphones with a hood in a long time, so I had to go back and look at different skins with them just to make sure I was drawing them right, because I didn't want them to turn out really weird. I decided to use pink with this, and I think just that little bit of pink really helped give that pastel feel to it, add more color than just using, because if I would have just used blue or purple, then I don't know, it just wouldn't have popped as much, and I think the pink really just helps make it complete, And then I started working on the socks again because, you know, I can't figure it out. So I wanted like kind of stripes like the image she showed me, but the stripes I was trying to do weren't really working that well because the pixels, they're just too large. You can't really make it thin. So I decided on like a really light blue at the top and then an actual white on the bottom of it. So they're still kind of stripes, but they're not like separated. And then I went to the outer layer and I traced it in white so that it kind of sticks out more. And then I added the fishnet all around it. And just like having I think the fishnet, having the fishnet at different levels really helps it out. And then I started shading the headphones, kind of making them like, I don't know how to describe it, but just like shiny. And then like, I noticed with a lot of skins, they kind of have like the sleeves protruding a little bit. And so I decided that I wanted to kind of have a similar feel with it, but I used a checker pattern to kind of match the fishnet. And later on I realized that the checker pattern wasn't really working, but like if I removed the darker color and just added the light checker, then I actually really liked how that looked. And I think it was a good decision on my part. Maybe not, I don't know, but I like how it turned out. So then I added an outer layer for the hair. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I just feel like everything is kind of flat, so I decided to make the hair outer layer along with the other hair, the hair on the actual skin part. And then I started shading, which, oh my gosh, I can shade hair, but I cannot shade clothes for the life of me. They're the most annoying. They're so annoying to shade because you can't make the shading too complicated because it'll clash with everything else. But you also don't want it to be too simple. You don't want it to stand out too much. And I did have a lot of trouble with it. So I'd be picking color because I wanted to like kind of have it fade a little bit. And I don't know why, but that color picker is really difficult to just make it slightly lighter, because I'd make it too light or it turned out darker, and it was really frustrating. I eventually got the perfect color. I still wish I could have gotten it just a touch darker, but it's working and it's too late now. And then I added a little bit of light spots just to, you know, flesh it out just a touch more. The tiny details. It's always the tiny details that really make your skin. At least in my opinion anyway. And at the very bottom, I also added it on the outer layer, you know, just to make it less flat, make the fishnet feel like they're actual under I wanted to make it feel like the fishnet was under everything and the sweatshirt was over, so I added the overlay part. And the back, oh my gosh, the back, oh, not fun. So the back is very plain, there's like nothing on the back, there's no hair because there's a hood, so I have to shade the back because the front's shaded, but then I'd shade the back and it just looked like there was too much shading and not fun. And then I started working on coloring the inside parts. Now this part, I feel like this is where everyone forgets with their skins. Like they just always forget to shade the inside part. The thing is, if you forget to shade the inside part, like, you know, it looks fine when your character's standing still, but as soon as you start moving, it looks so weird. Whatever you do not forget to shade like the unders and the insides. So then I sent it to her and made sure that she liked it. I might go back after this video. She might like ask me to change something, but she hasn't asked me to change anything in like the 3 hours that I've sent it to her, so we're just gonna, I decided, well, it's time to edit this video, so, you know, if I change something later on, I change something later on. So here is the finished product. Alright guys, that's the end. I really hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to press that like button. It really helps me out, and I'd also really appreciate it. Anyway, bye guys!